So remember yesterday we read this book, Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll? What do you remember about the book? What was it about?
Um, yeah, roll.
Ricky was sad he couldn't roll.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he roll? What do you remember about the book? What else do you remember?
Because he's too flat.
Because he has a flat side?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened?
Well, he got sad.
He was sad, but then what happened? Did he stay sad? Did he stay sad or was he happy in the end?
He was happy in the end.
He was happy? What changed?
He gave all of those.
Mm. They helped him. Then they helped him. Okay, let's go in order, okay? Let's go in order. So he was happy at the end. So let's see what happens. Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green grassy hill where the rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down the way rocks love to do. There were Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill.
Right here.
Kai was a meteorite and not from this planet, and Maya was lava but taken for granted. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Ebert rolled round with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Lisi had flair, Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. Thank you. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock there was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll good through the grass, past the lake, up and over the knoll. For poor Ricky,
0.
who quietly sat. You see, Rick couldn't roll because one side was flat. What do you see here? What do you think Rick is feeling?
He can only jump. But he's sad.
He's sad. Why do you think he's sad?
Because the bird can't roll.
He can't roll. And what's going on over here?
They're happy.
And they're happy? And what about this guy? He's grumpy. He's Mr. Grump. His friends didn't get it. Come roll, they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, I'm sorry, I can't. But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. Revolve, that's an interesting word. Would you know what that means? Revolve is when you can roll. You want to try it? Let's try it. Let's try it. When you can roll. When you revolve in a circle. Come on. So Marvin, So that's revolve. So Marvin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid!" But Rick didn't roll. He just kind of slid. What's happening in this picture?
He kind of slid.
He was sliding only. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big gauze of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. This will work, they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. Oh, no good. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll. But by the end of the day, nothing had worked, just like Rick expected. And he ended up feeling depressed and dejected. Dejected, that's a big word. You know what that means? Dejected. It means he's sad. It means he's still sad.
So sad.
It's no use, Ricky sighed. There just isn't a way. So I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play. Oh, he's still sad. Can you remember what time when you were sad? Something that ever made you sad? What has made you sad?
See, tell me that.
Time when you felt sad. That's something that made you sad.
Um, Daddy told me I made. She told me this. I knew it, but I didn't know.
You didn't remember, so that made you sad.
Yeah, but she didn't. That's why she didn't.
So you were sad that you couldn't play video games either. Okay. Ready? But his friends wouldn't quit. We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another. So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit that smart stone named Stu. Eureka! Whoa, that's a funny word, right? What do you think that means? Do you know what?
Eureka's this?
Do you know? No, Eureka is getting a bright idea. You remember when you sometimes you say, "I got it! I got an idea," or "I got a perfect plan." That's Eureka. He shouted, "I know just what to do." He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. My plan is pure genius.
Yeah.
Stu wasn't too humble. Yeah, you can share it with me after, okay? So they carried our hero down the road about a mile to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile on the flat side of Rick, creating a mound that they shaped smooth and sculpted until it was round. With the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together.
See, Ricky roll.
Mm-hmm.
He rolled.
When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathing deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold. And then, for the first time, Rick hit a rock. Oh, yay! And look here. What is he feeling now? What do you think?
Happy.
He's happy. So Bria the ladybug, who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rode down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. The end. Good job.